Welcome to Max Life Man, your essential YouTube channel, expertly led by Dr. Sterling Thorne and his top team from the Evergreen Peaks Institute. We're here to bring you practical, heartfelt science that helps men reclaim their power, vitality, and peace. Now let me tell you something a little personal. Every man I've met past 60 somewhere inside has a secret he carries. But tonight, it's not his secret we're talking about. It's hers. The woman who's been by his side for decades. She's held on to something quietly powerful. A truth she's known but rarely spoken. Intimacy doesn't fade, it only hides. See, she remembers who you were when you touched her like the world was ending. She remembers when your heartbeat matched hers, when every look meant I still choose you. And believe me, she's been waiting for you to find your way back to that man. Gentlemen, if this message hits home, pause for a moment. Now give this video a like, because when you do, I hope three things happen for you. That your hands remember how to care, that your heart softens just enough to feel again, that tonight you see her, really see her like it's the first time in years, and while you're at it, subscribe if you haven't. Not because the algorithm says so, but because somewhere in here you'll find the spark you thought was gone. Leave a comment too, tell me how long you've been together. 10 years, 30, 50, I read every single one. Because this isn't just a channel, it's a circle of men who refuse to let the fire go out. I'll never forget a patient named George, 68, a retired engineer who had always been sharp. When he came into my office, he didn't complain about pain. He just said, "Doc, I feel like my brain is slipping away." He forgot names, misplaced things, lost his train of thought mid-sentence. His fear was quiet but real, losing control over his mind. Aging naturally brings changes to the brain, yes, but sexual activity, even solo, plays a critical role in keeping the brain active. During sexual stimulation, your brain releases dopamine, serotonin, oxytocin, and endorphins, not just pleasure chemicals. They support memory, focus, mood, and neuron health. Without this regular stimulation, especially after 60, the brain slowly loses its spark. George didn't realize that stopping self-pleasure cut off one of his body's most natural ways to maintain mental clarity. Gradually, forgetfulness set in. The effect isn't dramatic at first, but over months, small lapses accumulate, misplaced keys, interrupted conversations, a sense of mental dullness. Testosterone also plays a role. Often linked only to libido, it's actually essential for motivation, focus, and confidence. Without sexual activity, levels can drop faster, contributing to brain fog, low energy, and even mild depression. I encouraged George to gently reconnect with his body. Even small, consistent actions, simple, mindful self-stimulation, helped revive blood flow to the brain, regulate hormones, and restore mental clarity. Slowly, George noticed his focus returning. "It's like my brain is waking up," he said. And here's a subtle but crucial point. Mental clarity isn't just chemical, it's emotional. When you disconnect from your body, your mind loses rhythm. Creativity dims and the quiet loneliness sets in. Reconnecting, even in private, gentle ways, can rekindle both cognition and emotional vitality. You're back on Max Life, Man, with Dr. Jonathan Prescott and the Evergreen Peaks Institute, where real men learn how to rebuild connection, not just performance. Now I've been seeing your comments from the last episode. At Frank Miller wrote, Doc, my wife doesn't like being on top anymore, says it hurts her hips. And at Terry J56 replied, same here. We're both stiff in the morning, so we just skip intimacy altogether. Gentlemen, that's exactly why we need to talk about the pillow trick. It's simple, discreet, and honestly, it changes everything. Place a small pillow or even a folded towel right beneath her hips. What it does is lift her pelvis just enough to align better with yours, less strain, more comfort, deeper connection. You're not propping her up, you're supporting her physically and emotionally. That tiny adjustment can turn hesitation into heat. And the best part, she'll feel your cares, not just your desire. I want you to try it, not tonight out of pressure, but one quiet evening when you both feel safe. Then come back and tell me how it went, respectfully, of course. Leave a comment below. Tell me if this tip worked for you or if you have your own little tricks that helped rekindle connection. And hey, if this episode reminded you that passion never really dies, tap that like button right now. May your nights be warmer, yours laughter's louder, and yours love a little wilder. Welcome back to Max Life, Man. I'm Dr. Jonathan Prescott from the Evergreen Peaks Institute. If you're here, it means you're not done learning, and that, my friend, already puts you ahead of most men your age. Now, I saw a few comments from last night's episode that I want to bring up. At Leonard64 said, Doc, my wife says I rush it. She wants rhythm, but I don't even know what that means anymore. And at Howard D replied, I just don't have the same timing I used to. Everything feels offbeat. Leonard Howard, I hear you. And the truth is, rhythm isn't about speed, it's about presence. It's not how fast you move, it's how aware you are of her breath, her muscles, her pauses. Think of it like dancing with your eyes closed. You don't lead by control, you lead by listening. The moment you stop trying to impress her and then start tuning into her, everything changes. That's the rhythm that rocks her world, steady, grounded, alive. So tonight, slow down, let her rhythm guide yours, and trust me, that's where the real connection begins. If this part hit home, drop a comment below, I get it now, or even just a thumbs up. And if you're feeling bold, give this video a like. Because every man who clicks that button tonight, may your rhythm return, your confidence rise, and your nights end in quiet laughter instead of frustration. You're listening to Max Life, Man, with Dr. Jonathan Prescott, where we don't just talk about health, we talk about being whole again. There's something sacred about facing the woman you love, truly facing her. No positions, no distractions, no need to prove anything. Just eyes meeting eyes, skin against skin, two people who have seen decades together quietly saying, "We're still here." In my years of practice, as I've seen hundreds of men rediscover connection not through pills or diets, but through presence. That moment when you're chest to chest, breathing together, letting the noise fade, that's when the nervous system relaxes. Blood flow improves, oxytocin, the trust hormone, surges, your body stops fighting and starts feeling. This is the part most men overlook. They think vitality means power or endurance, but real vitality, it's peace. It's when your body and heart speak the same language again. So tonight, I don't want you to try harder. I want you to pause longer, look her in the eyes, don't search for the spark, become it. No call to action here, no algorithm talk. Just you, her, and a reminder that love, even after 60, doesn't fade. It matures, it deepens. It gets quieter and somehow even more powerful. Welcome back, gentlemen. This is Dr. Jonathan Prescott, your guide here at Max Life Man, where wisdom meets science and real men rediscover what it means to feel alive again. Tonight, I'm going to tell you about something small. So small, in fact, it's just 1 inch. But that 1 inch it changes everything. See, when it comes to physical intimacy, alignment matters not just emotionally, but anatomically. A tiny shift in angle, a different hand position, even a slower rhythm can transform discomfort into pleasure, hesitation into confidence. It's not about doing it right. It's about listening right. 1 inch forward could mean her hips align better with yours. 1 inch higher could ease pressure on your back. 1 inch closer, and suddenly you're not just connecting bodies, you're reconnecting hearts. Here's my question to you, and answer it honestly in the comments. When was the last time you really paid attention to how your bodies moved together? Not to finish, not to prove, but to explore. And if you're learning something new tonight, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button. Not because I need the numbers, but because I promise if you stick around, you'll never look at your body or hers the same way again. And while you're at it, tap that like button too. May every inch of your life, in the bedroom and beyond, shift just enough to bring you back to center, peace, and purpose. You're tuned into Max Life Man. I'm Dr. Jonathan Prescott, and tonight we're walking straight into one of the oldest battles in the kitchen. Soybeans versus eggs. One has been called the man killer, the other the man maker. But what's the truth? Let's cut through the noise. Here it is. Soy doesn't make you less of a man. What does? Sitting all day, chronic stress, too little sleep, and too much sugar. That's the real hormonal sabotage, not a bowl of miso soup. The soybeans contain phytoestrogens, plant compounds that mimic estrogen slightly, yes, but in moderate amounts like in tofu, tempeh, or soy milk, they can actually help regulate your hormonal balance. They reduce inflammation, support cardiovascular health, and even protect prostate tissue. Now eggs, and that's where your testosterone thanks you. They're loaded with cholesterol, the raw material your body uses to make hormones. Add in vitamin D, omega-3s and choline, and you've got a perfect package for male vitality. So here's the Prescott principle: soy for balance, eggs for fire. Together, they create a healthy rhythm. One calms the system, the other fuels it. Gentlemen, before you scroll past, tell me in the comments, are you team soy or team eggs, and why? Oh, and if you hit that like button tonight, may your breakfast tomorrow taste better, your energy last longer, and your hormones finally get the memo that you're still in the game. You're back with Dr. Jonathan Prescott here on Max Life Man, and tonight I want to talk about something real simple: how to eat soy without turning your whole life upside down. Because let's be honest, most men hear soy and immediately picture tofu blocks and kale smoothies. Relax, brother, nobody's taking away your grill or your bacon. Here's the truth: soy isn't a replacement, it's a support system. A sidekick, not the superhero. If you want to start easy, try this. Add a splash of soy milk in your morning coffee. You won't even notice. Toss in a handful of edamame with your evening beer. High protein, low guilt. Slice some tofu into your stir fry once a week. Season it right, and she might not even realize it's soy. You don't need to go vegan, you just need to go balanced. And I promise your heart, joints, and hormones will quietly thank you. Now, I've got to ask, and I'm really curious here, how many of you guys actually eat soy already, even if it's unintentional? Maybe in sauces, snacks, or even protein shakes. Drop a comment below and tell me how soy sneaks into your meals. I bet you'll surprise yourself. And if this episode made you rethink your plate, give it a like. Because when you hit that button, may your meals be simpler, your energy steadier, and your wife look at you tomorrow and say, "Oh, you look good today, honey." Welcome back to Max Life Man. I'm Dr. Jonathan Prescott, and tonight's topic is one most men won't bring up, not even to their doctor: gas, bloating, and those awkward digestive fireworks that can ruin a perfectly good evening. So I went through your comments, and you guys were brave this week. Let's go through a few real ones. At Ricken, Texas asks, Doc, ever since I added soy to my diet, I feel like a hot air balloon. Is that normal? Rick, completely normal at first. Soybeans have oligosaccharides, carbs your gut bacteria ferment. The trick: soak or cook soy longer or add ginger or fennel to meals. Give your microbiome a week or two, it'll adjust. At Harold72 says, I get bloated every night even without soy. What's wrong with me? Harold, probably not wrong, just stuck. Slow digestion after 60 is common. Try walking 10 minutes after dinner. And drink warm water, not cold, and skip carbonated drinks after 6 p.m. At Mike Main wrote, does beer count as fiber, Doc? Mike, I appreciate your optimism, but no, sir, beer counts as regret. At a land from Ohio wonders. Is gas ever a warning sign? Good question. If it's persistent, painful, or paired with sudden weight loss, see your doctor. It might be more than digestion. Don't guess. Get checked. Gentlemen, your gut health is your second brain. Treat it kindly. If this episode helped you laugh and learn, give it a like. And may that simple click bless you with lighter dinners, calmer bellies, and quieter nights. Oh, and drop your funniest oops, wrong time for gas story in the comments. Don't be shy, we've all been there. Welcome back, gentlemen. I'm Dr. Jonathan Prescott, and we've reached the final chapter. The one that ties everything together, your body, your mind, and your sense of self. Over the past 9 parts, we've explored the quiet consequences of neglecting self-pleasure after 60. Your prostate, your brain, your emotions, your sleep, your pelvic floor, your immune system, and even your sense of identity. It may have felt heavy, maybe even uncomfortable. But here's the truth, your body never stops listening. Let me share one last story. George, 77, a retired architect, came to me feeling disconnected, almost invisible in his own life. But when he began gently reconnecting through mindful self-touch, pelvic exercises, and simply acknowledging his body, everything changed. He walked taller, spoke clearer, and smiled like he hadn't in decades. He told me, Doc, I wasn't lost. I just forgot how to be in my own skin. That's the gift we've been building toward. Reconnecting isn't about youth or fantasy. It's about power, clarity, and self-respect. It's about saying to yourself, I still matter, I still belong in this life. Now here's the practical part. Gentle self-stimulation, mindful pelvic exercises, and consistent attention to your body's signals can restore hormonal balance, improve sleep quality, enhance immune function, sharpen mental clarity, reconnect you with the joy of living. Gentlemen, if this series has helped you learn, laugh, or even reconsider your habits, take action now. Click like, let that small click remind your body and mind that you care. Comment, share a story, a question, or even a joke. I read every single one. Share, help a fellow man rediscover his vitality. Subscribe and hit the bell. Keep getting science-based advice tailored for men over 60. And because I can't resist sending you a little extra encouragement. May every day greet you with energy and confidence like a sunrise over the Rockies. May your body feel alive and strong like the roar of a classic Mustang on an open road. May your mind remain sharp, peaceful, and clear like your favorite old whiskey, smooth and satisfying. Gentlemen, this isn't just about pleasure. It's about reclaiming your life, your dignity, and your joy. You have one body, one life, and the power to reconnect with it starting today. So take a deep breath, place your hand on your chest, and remember, you're not too old, you're not broken, and you're far from done. The man you've been waiting for is right here inside you, ready to stand taller, think clearer, and live freer than ever.